On the day of the 72nd Republic Day in India, the country witnessed major violence on the streets of the national capital. It was also the day where the protesting farmers were supposed to take out a tractors rally. Well, everything was decided beforehand between the representatives of the farmer union groups and the police. The routes were decided, the time of the day when the rally will begin was decided, from which points of the border, of the Delhi border, up to what stretch they will be allowed to enter. All of that was worked out. But what happened on the actual day of the protest was something quite unbelievable. Right from the word go, the rally turned out to be a complete disaster. The designated routes were not followed. The rally started in some places before time. Lathi charge happened, breaking of barricades happened, there was vandalism close to the police headquarters in ITO, and it all culminated with protesters actually going on a rampage at the Red Fort, remember, which is of huge symbolic importance. This is the place from where the Prime Minister makes his annual address on Independence Day. So there you have literally people running into a mob, getting inside the Red Fort, damaging property there, and after that, of course, all hell broke loose. It was as if this entire protest rally has turned into a complete mayhem. Following that incident, of course, now we hear that there were a couple of people who deliberately wanted to create trouble and they instigated the protesters. Inquiry into the matter is underway. Some farmer groups are blaming specific other groups for being involved in this. All of that is right now under scrutiny. But let's look at the two sides. Has the farmers' protest now, after what happened on 26th of January, lost its legitimacy? Well, on one hand, yes. A farmer movement that started off in a peaceful manner, the mainstay of the farmers' agitation was that this is a peaceful democratic protest. Now that image has taken a severe beating. Because if you look at it, the farmers were given the kind of dignity and the respect in terms of their cause. Whether it is the central government, who of course engaged directly with the farmer representatives on a number of occasions. They were welcomed at the Vigyan Bhavan, where the farmer representatives held discussions with the top ministers of the government. It was only because this particular movement and agitation was given that kind of legitimacy and credibility. The Supreme Court also declined to entertain a plea by the central government that asked for restraining order for the tractors rally on 26th January, precisely because there are security reasons on that day. The national capital becomes like a fortress. There's heightened security, and on that day for the forces on ground to also handle a huge rally was not something that the centre was agreeable to. But the Supreme Court declined to actually issue any restraining order, saying that this is a legitimate protest. The farmers must be heard, they must be allowed to register their protest, and therefore the protest must happen as long as there is no disruption of public order, and that responsibility lies with the police. The top court also gave this particular agitation that credibility, that this is a just cause and the farmers have every right to be heard. There was immense public support and sympathy for this movement, because remember, farmers were camping at the Delhi borders for over 2 months, braving the winter chill, and amidst all the hardships they stay put. They were of course engaging with the government time and again. It's a different matter that none of those talks have yielded any breakthrough, but the fact of the matter is there was enough and more public support for this cause. All of that was lost as if in one stroke, because what we saw in front of us was, it appeared as if the government has been backstabbed with this violence. It was almost as if all those assurances that were given that this would be a peaceful rally was false manipulation just to get the clearance for the protest. And to top it all, now the farmer union leaders who were making those promises seem to say that they do not have control over all the groups. They actually do not have a grip on the entire movement for things to go awry in this manner. But then there is a counter narrative as well. And the counter narrative is that, there are bad elements in every agitation, in every movement. That does not delegitimize or should not delegitimize the entire movement. Because think about it, I mean, these are obviously a bunch of miscreants who wanted to foment trouble. They can be identified and they must be punished. Because of a small bunch of people to actually paint a different picture for all the farmers who were out there, it was a matter of their life and livelihood, which is why they put everything at stake to be there, almost like a pilgrimage at the Delhi borders for months on end. Now, to delegitimize this entire process of huge sacrifices that the farmers made just because a few miscreants and lumpen elements decided to turn violent would be grossly unfair. And also, let's not forget that, the whole responsibility to maintain order on a day of a protest is not entirely on the farmer groups or on the organizers of the protest. The law enforcement agency also has that job to do, which is precisely what the Supreme Court said. So if everything was decided, if the numbers were known, if the level and scale and magnitude of the protest was known, why wasn't there enough forces on the ground to handle it? The Commissioner of Police is on record saying that there are intel inputs that could disrupt this protest. So did you then have enough forces ready to handle? Should there be a crisis of that nature? It was said that there will be enough forces on standby, but on that day it seemed that the protesters far outnumbered the police force. Why did that happen? Why were there not enough police personnel to handle it? And then, of course, let's not forget that this has, of course, been a long drawn process, and it's not unusual for patience to run out and for emotions to run high. So this should have been anticipated by the government. There should not have been a scope for this kind of complete mayhem to break out in the capital city. The government should have handled it better. It could have been handled better. This could have been averted if there was enough planning and enough restraint that was given, or restrictions that were laid out for the protesting farmers to follow. And if they did not follow it, there should have been enough arrangements to make sure that things did not go out of hand. But then things did. Now, of course, we are getting to know prominent leaders like Yogendra Yadav saying that there is a conspiracy to derail the agitation. All of that is not established. It's something that is still under inquiry, and one would not speculate. But yes, it would lead to an argument like, was this allowed to happen, so that this whole agitation implodes, and without having to use force, this agitation dies out and loses credibility. Was that the intended purpose? Those questions remain. Thanks for watching Two Sides with Afrida.